Chapter 1. Parent Napping. Solo ran over to his father and sat next to him. "My turn," he said. Bill laughed. "Good to see you too," he said. Solo grinned. "Always." Solo sat next to his father, flicked over the manuscript's page, and began to read. "Solo, that's me," he said with a laugh, "and this is true. I was overjoyed to receive Toll's message." "Wait, okay, let's go again." Solo continued reading. Solo was overjoyed to receive Toll's message. "Yes," he mouthed without a sound. He tried to think of the best way to join Toll. "I know," he thought. "I'll go right underneath and listen up through the grate." "I'm going deep under," he telepathed to Toll. "We'll listen through the grate. Let me know if you can still hear them." "They're still here," replied Toll. "But you better hurry. One of the boys is crying. The others want to know what's happened, and he's about to tell them. I can't hear very well. You'll hear much better from underneath." Solo ran as fast as he could without making any noise. Within moments he was right underneath the kids. They had a candle with them. Peering up, he could see 5 dirty faces. One was a girl, he was sure. No, 2 were girls, an older one and a really young girl. And the boy who was crying was called Dodger, because the older girl kept saying, "Dodger, please tell us what happened." Solo telepathed all of this to Toll, who said he could now see the children through a hole in the wall. "Good," replied Solo, his eyes transfixed by the smallest girl, who was about 4 years old. She had the largest, most terrified eyes he'd ever seen, and her hair was long and black. She sort of cowered by her sister's side. Solo wished he could take her home, away from all her fear. Both boys listened as Dodger's dreadful story unfolded. "Come on," said the older girl again. "You've got to tell us. Any minute now someone could find us and we won't be able to help you." Dodger wiped his nose with his sleeve and tried to speak, but immediately his tears came again. "I can't. It's too horrible." "It's not," hissed the older girl. "It's worse not to tell because we've got to do something. All of us have had bad things happen. We have to get the truth out there. We must." Another boy spoke quickly and in whispers. "Keep your voices down. She's right, Dodge. If you keep crying, nothing will get done. And who knows how close the thieves are and their helpers. They might have followed us for all we know. Of course it's bad. We've never seen you bawl like this. But whatever it is, you've got to tell us." "Okay," sniffed Dodger. "You know my dad was trying to help the kids living on the streets and in the tunnels. He was giving out food and clothes near the bridge in a sort of underground meeting place. You came once, do you remember?" "Of course," whispered the kids, all nodding. "Anyway, I didn't like some of the friends of the thieves who were helping him," said Dodger. They didn't seem right. I felt as if they were trying too hard to seem good, but couldn't keep their evil hidden. Kept creeping out of them somehow." "I know, and I told you they were okay," said one of the boys, bursting into tears. The older girl put her arm around him. "It's okay, Nose," she whispered. "None of us can know everything." Solo telepathed Toll to say, "If any adults arrive, we tell them our mother is a foster carer and these children are in her care. Agreed? And I'll do the talking, okay?" "No worries," Toll replied, straining to hear the rest of Dodger's story. "They weren't okay, were they, Dodge? They weren't okay at all, those rotten thieves," said the older girl in a low, angry voice. "The Overlord is horrible. He threatened to take Squid away from me." "He's evil," said the little girl firmly. "Fully," said the older girl. "They weren't okay at all," said Dodger, looking down. "They were as evil as they come." "What have they done?" asked the older girl. "They've taken Dad to one of their prisons and I don't know which one," Dodger blurted out. A blood-curdling scream caused both Solo and Toll to catch their breath. It was the older girl, unable to control her rage. "They've done it again, she said, and to your dad, a kind man who gave out food and clothes to children. The girl screamed again. Shut it, said Dodger. The thieves could be near. The girl looked furious, but her look of fury quickly turned to fear when she heard a voice rising up through the grate beneath her. Toll was terrified too when he realised that Solo was talking to the children. Toll's heart began to race even faster when he realised that Solo was climbing up through the grate. Don't be scared, said Solo. I'm only a kid, but I've heard everything you've said, and I think I can help you. My name's Solomon Dew, but you can call me Solo. We won't be calling you anything, said the older girl, her dark eyes flashing. Where did you come from? Asked Dodger, looking angry. And what right do you have to eavesdrop on us? You're a spy, said the older girl. One of the thieves sent you. No, I'm not. Believe me, I'm here to help. We don't believe you, and we don't need your help, said the older girl, spitting on the ground near Solo's feet. Look, I've been exploring these tunnels for about 2 years, said Solo. I'm not a spy, really. The older girl glared at him, while the others looked at the ground, too bewildered to do anything else. What if we do trust you, sneered Dodger, and you turn out to be just like all the rest? Yeah, said the older girl. Then what'll happen to Squid and me and the others? What can you do anyway? You're just a kid. Wait and see. I could go and get some food right now if you'd stick around for a bit. Sure, snorted the older girl. You'd just come back with the thieves. She shook her head and turned away from Solo. What's this got to do with you anyway? Asked Dodger. Stay out of our business, said the older girl. We are sick of people pretending to help. Leave us alone. Hang on a minute, said one of the little boys. I don't think this one is with the thieves. The boy was in a wheelchair. He smiled at Solo, but he looked frightened. The older girl groaned. How do you know he's not with the thieves? She asked. The thieves have never had any kids helping them, said the little boy. And if he knows the tunnels, he might be able to help us. And if he could bring us some food today. The little boy looked desperate. Solo nodded. The little boy looked at Dodger. Please, he asked. Dodger sighed. I'm done, he said. You decide. The older girl glared at Solo. No, she said. Go away. Oh, come on, said the little boy, and then he blurted out, She's Petrol and I'm Nose. He's Dodger and this is Bulland. And that's Petrol's little sister, Squid. Petrol glared at Nose. Well done, she said with a sneer. You've just given him everything he needs to dob on us. Nose shook his head and moved his wheelchair away from Petrol. We haven't eaten for days, he said, and he can bring us food. Dodger nodded. Look, he said, my old man's been kidnapped, my sister's disappeared. I'm a wreck, and we could do with some help. Could be okay, said Nose. His red hair was long and unruly, and he looked terrified. His eyes were bloodshot from crying. Could be okay, said the one called Bulland. We could take a chance. He stared at Petrol, his scruffy brown hair all matted and dirty. Petrol hung her head. Do it, she said, and moved away from the group. Squid followed her sister, not sure what else to do. The two girls huddled together by the wall, their black hair messy and their wide brown eyes full of fear. We can only wait for about half an hour, warned Dodger. Then we're out of here. Half an hour, repeated Solo, and scrambled back down through the grate and into the lower tunnel. Make sure you come alone, hissed Petrol. I can come alone, said Solo, but if I bring my brother, we can hold more food. Hold on, called Dodger softly. What's your name again? Solomon Dew, said Solo, reaching up to shake Dodger's hand. But you can call me Solo. Dodger looked shocked to be treated so politely. His face broke into a wide smile, his teeth white against the darkness of his face. "Honoured," he said. "Dodger. Dodger Helpman." "Okay, I'm off," said Solo. "Hey," called Bullard, "we have a signal, a password." "No," said Petrel, frowning. "It's too dangerous." "We'll give him the visitor's password then," asked Bullard. "Okay," said Petrel begrudgingly. "You've got to coo like a pigeon or a dove," said Dodger. "That way we'll know you're not an enemy." "Like this," said Petrel, making a soft, low, purring noise. "Crrr, crrr." "Okay," said Solo, mimicking her. "Hey, that's good," said Dodger. "Yeah," smiled Squid. "He could be one of us." Petrel glared at Solo, daring him to think that he'd ever be one of them. "Okay, see ya," said Solo as he disappeared down through the grate. He felt as if he was going to burst with excitement as he raced towards the tunnel's entrance. "You need to raid our pantry," he telepathed Toll. "I'm going to call in some favours at the local shops. Meet back here as soon as you can. They'll leave after half an hour." The sun seemed to burn happiness into him as he emerged into its light, and a nearby gum tree danced a bit in the breeze, as if to say, "Well done, well done." Yes, it was well done, and Solo knew exactly how to make it even better. He ran off to get some food.